What is good, everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for tuning into this. This one is not going to be a very long one. I had a conversation with someone just today, as a matter of fact, and they were kind of, opening up a lot more than I really wanted them to. But you know how it goes. But she was telling me a bunch of stuff, about, some of the past traumas that she had been through. This is what you do when you do life coaching and stuff. So I took some notes. So I want to talk about, just having a broken heart in this modern dating era that we're living in, right? Modern dating, let me just start off with the modern dating. We know what this is, right? I've talked about this, right? The whole modern dating thing, the internet dating, the app dating, the unintentionality, the ghosting, the multiple options that people are exploring, the lack of commitment, the lack of consistency, all this that we have seen. If you're in the dating market, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The unintentionality. I don't have to be intentional about what I'm doing. I don't have to be consistent in what I'm doing. I can pop up and disappear, pop up, disappear. I talked to another young lady one time. She was telling me she started giving guys nicknames, right? One guy was I'm not gonna tell you, but she was like giving guys nicknames, like they would just come in and out. They would just be here, be there, not hear from 2 weeks, text. Next time you're not hearing from for a month. So finally, you got to get to the point where you're not going to tolerate that, right? That's what's going to stop it, right? If everybody collectively, and by everybody I mean a good 60-70% of the people, because you're never going to get 100% cooperation. There's always going to be somebody out there who's desperate enough to want to entertain somebody else's foolishness. So it is what it is, right? So that's modern dating, in a nutshell. I'm trying to be brief with this one. But then when you add to that modern dating mix that we just talked about, the unintentionality, the lack of commitment, the lack of focus, the lack of concentration, the lack of pursuit, the lack of all this, and then on top of that, you want to add your own trauma, your own broken heart onto that. You talk about a recipe for a disaster. It is absolutely a recipe for disaster. 100% recipe for disaster. So, one thing that is a very vast difference between men and women. I don't claim to be a dating coach, but I'm listening to just a lot of different people. And one thing I do believe is that women believe the things that men say. I don't really know if it's wanting to fulfill a fantasy, wanting to believe in the best that a man can be. It could be a number of things. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert about that, but there's definitely a belief system that they employ. Definitely a belief system that they employ when they're listening to men talk, and that's why they get tricked and fooled a lot. That's why they get tricked and fooled a lot. That's why game works. It's why that mouthpiece, that ability to spit game and get all up in your head and get in there and get in your emotions and this, that, and the other. What was that video that went viral maybe like a year or two ago? This woman was saying this dude was kind of, I have the video on my saved on my phone. I'm not going to play it though, but it was hilarious. This guy was, they were in the middle of the session and she's like, and he's talking to her or whatever. He's like, you told me you want to marry me. He's like, and then she shows up at his house a couple days later at his mama's house talking about, why are you being weird? Why are you being weird to me? It was absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. But, you believe in this. You believe in these guys. And I'm not, listen, you want to talk as a guy. When I say something, I want it to mean something. I want it to matter. I want you to take what I'm saying seriously. But I know that everybody doesn't have that same philosophy. And so when you're a woman and you're internalizing what these men are saying, and you recognize and you hear and you see that there's no follow through, no follow up, it causes a broken heart. Especially after you've been intimate. You've given this man your body and he don't call you, he don't show up, he don't come to your graduation party, your kid's graduation party, or do things that you expect him to do now in this role that he's saying that he wants. I want to do this, I want to do that, right? That's why the woman showed up I would show up, but it was just too over the top. I'm sure if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, right? She like, wait a minute, you said you wanted me to put me on my insurance, right? You saying all this stuff when we're in the throes of passion. It's just talk when you're doing it. It's just talk when you're in the throes of passion. You shouldn't take any of that seriously. And it's sad to say. It's really sad to say that when you're in the throes of passion, when you are in the sheets, when you, or wherever you're doing it at, in the back of your car, wherever you're doing that, and he's talking to you, saying, "I want to do this. I want you to marry me. I want to put you on my insurance. I want to give you my last name. You're my wife." You can't believe any of that. You can't believe it. So you believe this stuff, right? You believe this guy, he's showing up and he's doing all these intentional things. And as they say, the representative is the first person that you meet, right? So after a few months, after a few weeks, particularly after you get the cookie, right? That person still consistent after those times? And that's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. So women believe that. And when there's failure to live up to the expectations that she has set in her mind based on your words. I'm not talking about something that she got in her head and she just running around with. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when the guy has let her down, said these things, put them in emails, text messages, things that, cards, letters, whatever, poetry, whatever you've done to woo her over, even the verbal words. And she believes you. I trusted you. I give you a key to my house. I'll let you drive my car, do this, do that. I allowed you to enter my body. All this stuff. And you don't follow through with that. And that makes a bitter woman. She's bitter. She's mad. She will become uncaring, desensitized from relationships. She's desensitized to the feelings of other people. You want to know why women are running around these days trying to be like men, trying to act and pursue and sleep around, even though I think it's a colossal failure to their own emotional health. It's a colossal failure, but they're trying to do it because they said men have been doing it. Because they haven't been keeping their promises. They haven't been keeping their word. Why should we keep our word? Why should we keep our promise? Why should we keep our end of the bargain? Why should we do that? And these guys are out here just sleeping around. They got baby mothers that I didn't know about. They told me about 2, but meanwhile they really got 4. You talk about the creation of supervillains. We're creating the supervillains. Well, not me. You creating the supervillains, right? If you're out there doing that and messing over women's heads, you're creating these supervillains. Right? So when you break their hearts, you create these uncaring, desensitized to the feelings of others. She don't care about you. She don't care about your family, your emotions, your kids. She don't care about where you live. She don't care about your job. She'll get you fired from it. She don't care about your car, your house, your 401k. She don't care about your money, your stocks. She will take all that. She will burn it to the ground. She will burn your clothes. She'll pour bleach on your clothes. And I'm not giving anybody any ideas, but she don't care because you have hurt her. You said you were going to do something, you're not going to do it. And it's one thing, it's just not like, listen, I'm not really, I'm not really the follow through type or whatever. Oh, okay, but listen, I told you we was going to get married. She starts making plans and arrangements and moving things around and all this. And you fail that intentionally, deceptively. You were secretly married, secretly got a fiance, got a girlfriend, kids that you didn't tell her about. Women told me that this is all, we all know this, we're all adults here, but guys lying to them, telling them I don't have any kids, I got kids. I'm 40 years old. I'm 40 years old. Meanwhile, they're really 55. Like, why are you lying about that? Why are you lying about that? So you break their heart, right? And it causes them to enter into this place where they become intolerable themselves, because now they're bitter, they're angry, they're mad, they're sensitive, right? Here we go, this, that, and the other. Every time you say something to them, they think you're lying. Every time, right? They look at all men this way. They look at all men as deceitful, cheaters, liars, unfaithful and inconsistent, not men of the word, not masculine men of 1950s and 1960s are a bygone era, were real men. These guys are running around here, little boys. This is where all this talk comes from. This is all this talk, all these talk shows and podcasts. That's where they all come from. Not all, but the vast majority, just broken, bitter, hard women who have been through trauma. Because the men couldn't and didn't live up to their end of the bargain and just said things out of their mouth. Just said things. Just saying things. You know, we used to press, and you know, again, I grew up in church. We used to press, man, like your words. We used to teach, you know, I don't know, everybody's theology is a little bit different, but you will give an account for every idle word that comes out of your mouth. Not just word, but idle word. You gotta give account for that. I mean, that's how extreme we took it. I mean, as you grow up and kind of mature, right? You're like, you're not gonna, you know, the word and stuff. You're not gonna give account for that. But if you took that philosophy seriously, like you took your word seriously. There's too many people running around out here who don't take their word, the words that come out of their own mouth, seriously. We also used to teach, out of the abundance of a man's heart, so he speaks. So if your heart is full of lies and deceit, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. It's lies and deceit. And you're breaking women as you're doing this. You're breaking little children when you tell them you're going to pick them up at a certain time and you don't do it. You're breaking little children. You're breaking little girls. She's going to grow up and see this is how men treat us. My father told me he's going to be here, and he's never here. Daddy told me he's going to pick me up on Saturday. He didn't come through. He didn't call, didn't text. It's too bad, man. So it creates feelings of if I can find it, it was a funny shot on YouTube, on Facebook. Well, maybe I won't put it up there, but it was a bunch of pretty young girls and stuff, and I won't put it up there. But in the comment section was like, I hope that the fathers are involved in their lives, and it was funny because the caption, that was the comment that I just said, but the caption of the picture said, this picture smells like cocoa butter, unread text messages, ghosted, because they're all cute girls, right? So they're ghosting people, unread text messages, a couple of other things. It was funny, but the reason that they look at these cute girls, because they know DMs are flooded, and they're not texting people back. Messages are left unread. Crazy. It causes ladies to think that they got to ghost you or get you before you get them. So you enter into a relationship, you talk to somebody, and now this is why there's complete transactional arrangement, completely, wholly, owned and solely transactional. I got to get as much money as I can because I know he's gonna burn me. So I'll give up some cookie and stuff, but he's not gonna get my heart. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna get as much as I can. That's why a $200 date is the minimum I'm gonna accept. I mean, the guy's gonna put out a lot of energy and effort and time because I'm not gonna give him my mind or my body. I'll give him my body, but I won't give him my mind or my heart because I gotta protect that. This is where all this is all that's going on in the dating market. It's just a bunch of damaged people bleeding all over everybody else. So I'm going to ghost you before you ghost me. I'm not going to call you if I call you and now you don't call me. But if I don't call you, I won't call you again because now I'm double calling or double texting. What are we talking about here, man? Maybe the guy's in the hospital. Maybe just, hey, listen, I haven't heard you in a couple days. Everything okay? And if he's like, if he don't give you an answer after that, then okay, then you know that this dude is not worth your time, energy, or attention. But just say the word, right? But no, I'm not going to do that, this, that, and the other. I'm going to get you before you get me. I'm going to ghost you before you ghost me. I'm going to unfollow you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to block you before you do it to me. You're hurt people out here hurting, bleeding all over other people, damaging other people. It causes you to set up walls. It causes them to set up walls to protect themselves. You're not going to get the most of me. You're not going to get the best of me. You're not going to get over on me. How do you enter in a relationship with a mindset? And I'm saying any relationship. And no matter how casual you think it is a relationship. You have a relationship with your friends. You have a relationship with your friends. You have a relationship with your coworkers. You have a relationship with your parents. You have a relationship with your siblings. You have a relationship with your neighbor. It might be some are more closely knit, some are really, really far off, but it's still a relationship. How do you enter into any potential romantic relationship with a wall up? Set up to protect himself and say, I'm going to get you with a mindset that's thinking, I'm going to get you before you get me. I'm going to get as much as I can. It causes ladies to become suspicious. Where'd you go last night? Let me check your phone. Let me check your email. Who is that? Who's this? If I can find it, there is a video I will play about a woman often doing skits. I don't know. I don't follow them, but I see it sometimes. If I can find it, right? It was like when you finally date a man who's good, or something like that, a good man or something like that. I think looks like she's Latina, the dude is black. And his phone is ringing. She's sitting there watching TV. His phone is ringing. And she's looking at it. Looking at him, looking at it. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, the phone is ringing. And he's like, who's calling us? He's in a completely, listen, this is me and you. And I would have been like that too. That girl is bad. but he's looking at her like who's calling us? And she's like, what are you, us? And she's suspicious. Because I've never been like this before. Never had this before. Yeah, okay, pick up the phone. Whatever's whatever. Who is it? Tell me who's calling. Then, he's like, listen, okay, here's the code to my phone. Order some food. I'll go pick it up. Then he leaves without the phone. Nothing to hide.
Your phone's ringing.
Can you check it for me?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
You want me to...
Yeah, check it. The passcode is your birthday.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Who texting us?
What he got going on? I don't like this game. I'm gonna check his messages. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Shouldn't. It's a wicked game. I think I like it.
Can you live like that as a dude? Can you live like that as a woman? I would maintain that if you're not ready for that type of relationship dynamic, I'll drink all of this. If you're not ready for that type of relationship dynamic, and if I can find the video, I'll put it on here. If you're not really ready for that level of relationship dynamic, where people can just answer your phone, come to your house, whatever, then don't entertain that. And that takes maturity. It took maturity on her part too, to say, I need to be able to accept this and to be able to rest, to relax mentally, so I'm not suspicious. It also takes a level of maturity now to be like, okay, I can deal with this, and I don't need this drama. I don't need to know he got 3 other baby mamas and nobody else is calling him, and he's really just chilling out watching the game with me and all this kind of stuff. I'm figuring out that takes a level of maturity too, because there's a lot of ratchetness going on here, and people can't live without the ratchetness. So I just wanted to drop that for a little bit because of the conversation that I had today with a young lady who admitted that she was very suspicious in other relations, that she was very suspicious, that she had erected walls, that she was, anytime that somebody tried to talk to her, she wanted to get close, that it was a problem, it was problematic, it was an issue, and she refused, and because she fell for and believed everything else. She admitted, I have no trust. I have no trust, and I'm bitter and all this. So, and she admitted all the stuff that I was saying. I gotta get you before you get me. You're not gonna get all of me. You're not gonna get all of me, and you're not gonna get me. That's the mindset that you're not gonna get me. I know you're out to get me, right? I know you're out to get me. You know, as a police officer, we were often hyper vigilant. If you know any police officers, right? Hyper vigilant, because that is something that's ingrained in them in law enforcement. But that hyper vigilance actually has a very negative effect on the human body. I think that I suffered from that. And by the time I was 45, I had a triple bypass. Because you're constantly in this hyper-vigilant mode. Constantly. You are with your family, right? Does anybody know me here? Did I arrest anybody? I don't want to get jumped, right? Where's my stuff at? Where's the exits at? You know, how can I get out of here? You're constantly thinking that way. And your body is always tensed up, ready for the fight, ready for the flight, always. This is a problem with law enforcement. This is a problem with law enforcement. It's well known, well documented. So imagine that type of hyper vigilance in a relationship. When is this guy going to get me? I know he's too good to be true. I know he's going to the ball is going to drop. I know at some point he's going to cheat on me. I know at some point his phone's going to ring and I'm going to catch him. And you're sleeping with this dude, eating with this guy, going out to dinner, going out to lunch, going out to restaurants, going to the movies, going to mini golf, going to bowling. In a hyper-vigilant frame of thinking. And if you do let your guard down and you find out that he's been lying to you, now you're hurt, bit, and the cycle starts or perpetuates from there. Got a lot of work to do. So I would say, before you enter into a relationship, make sure that you are in a place where you know that mentally you can relax. If you're going to do that, be with somebody who is also in the place where they can mentally relax, where they understand what you are looking, where they understand what you're looking for. And again, men lie, so you have to kind of vet through all this. I know what I'm saying is not easy, because people are scheming and scamming. They're just trying to get this and that. But you know, you got to be on a search for the yellow flags, as I call them, right? Is he hiding his phone? Can you not come over whenever you want? And depending on what level of relationship, right? So I'm not saying it's easy, nor am I saying I have every single answer, because you know the dynamic's going to be different, and the levels of hurt and trust and all that are going to be different. You know, right? So I'm not saying that. I got to stop this. Much love and peace, everybody. I may finish this in a little bit. All right, so it was a quick phone call I had to take. So I just want to say, you know, you got to make sure that the guy is in that place to be able to take and to give as much effort as possible. And I know it's difficult and all that. So I'll leave it up there and let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Hit me in the comments section. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit that like button, subscribe. Hit that like button and subscribe. Share the video. Much love and peace.